Good morning, this is Bhargav Reddy of APAC Assistance Asia Pacific team. I'm discussing main issues in East Asia Pacific. Today it's Wednesday, 20th of March. Firstly, in Indonesia, yesterday the Corruption Eradication Commission, or the KPK, confiscated more than 42,000 US dollars from the Office of Religious Affairs Minister Lukman Hakim Saifuddin. The commission is probing the minister's possible links to its bribery charges against the United Development Party chairman Mohammed, an ally of President Joko Widodo. Mohammed is accused of accepting bribes from two religious affairs ministry officials seeking to pass a job selection process at the ministry's East Java offices. Says money may strengthen the KPK's case against Widodo's ally. The commission is yet to establish the source of the money. In Thailand, activist has petitioned the election commission to investigate the Future Forward Party leader Thanathorn for claiming to be the first politician to transfer his assets to a blind trust. The activist said at least 15 politicians have transferred assets to asset management companies. Activists allege that Thanathorn is deceiving and misleading voters. The offense, if proven, is punishable by a prison term of 1 to 10 years and political ban for 20 years. 2 days before the March 24th general elections, there are still efforts to disqualify the opponents of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. There is another pending complaint against Thanathorn and two other executives of the Future Forward Party at the Constitutional Court, which the court said it will decide after the elections. Myanmar, the Armed National Liberation Army has called on military to stop its operations against the Arakan army in the Rakhine state. PNLA threatened to fight with the Arakan army if the army doesn't stop its operations. The government is set to begin peace negotiations tomorrow with the armed rebel groups that have not signed the national ceasefire agreement. The Arakan army and the TNLA are among several groups invited by the government to the negotiations. Both groups are yet to decide whether to join the peace talks. Clients are advised to avoid Rakhine and states as fighting between the military and ethnic rebels continues. Myanmar, more protests and fighting in the Rakhine state are expected after the Sitwe District Court sentenced a prominent lawmaker and the writer to 20 years in prison. A Maung, a member of parliament and former chairman of the Arakan National Party, and Wei Hin Aung were convicted of high treason and defamation for making inflammatory speeches against the government at a public event in September 2018. The court's decision, which has been criticized by political observers and people in Rakhine, is likely to spark more protests and inspire more intense fighting between the Arakan army against the military. A Umang reportedly enjoys wide support among the people in Rakhine. In the Philippines, on elections declared the entire Mindanao, the Abra province in northern Luzon, and two towns in Isabela province in the Visayas region as election hotspots for the upcoming legislative and local elections on May the 13th. These areas will be under the control of Commission of Elections. The decision of the entire Mindanao as an election hotspot is because of armed threats posed by groups in the island, including the New People's Army, the Bangsamoro Islamic Front fighters, and the Abu Sayyaf group. The island has been under martial law since 2017. Clients are advised to employ high-risk security measures in Mindanao and other election hotspots until after the May 13th election results are announced. Also in the Philippines, a brief encounter between the Philippine military and the Abu Sayyaf militants occurred in Talipao of the southern Sulu province yesterday. The military killed two Abu Sayyaf militants, intensified military operations against the pro-Islamic State Muslim militants continue in rebel strongholds in Mindanao and in other southern provinces. Please check us out at www.assistance.com, where you can buy our advisories, alerts, and assessments on a pay-per-view basis, or email us at info@apacassistance.com to inquire about our East Asia Pacific or South Asia risk management memberships.